Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the show. I am your host for tonight, Lionel. Welcome to the Crypto Talk. Today is Thursday, August 8th. Let me see here. Want to just make sure I am clear. hmm All right, mic check. 1, 2, 3. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. I am live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Hope you're having a great day. How you doing, Albert Bird? Just getting everything set up. Hope everybody had a great day today. One moment. Let me do this real quick. All right. As you all come in, please hit that like button. Much appreciated. Um, let me see something. Thought I could see the background here. Okay. I want to add that at the same time. Oh well, we'll work what we got, right? All right. I see you, Albert Bird. What's good? Okay. Okay. I think I got the hang of this right here. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Y'all like it? Uh-huh. I see y'all. How you doing, Willie Little John? Uh-huh. Hey, do y'all like this banner right here? Hold on. All right. Been working on it. Been working on it. Been working on it. Oh, hold on. Um, how about this? Juice Leroy. I'll leave. Well, I normally put everything down in the description of all the donations if you want to. So yeah. All right. Make sure we got everything right. Again, as you all come in, please hit that subscribe button. We really do appreciate it. And in a couple more seconds, we're going to get the show going. hmm Okay. Think I Let me go ahead and get this going on. I'll share my screen real quick, and we're going to get this going. Okay. We'll work with them. All right. All right. So, first topic on today's docket is Binance investigating KYC leak FUD as user selfies allegedly exposed. In a tweet on August 7, Changpeng Zhao described rumors circulating about the alleged Know Your Customer data leak as an attempt to spread FUD, which is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Don't fall into the KYC leak, FUD. We are investigating. We'll update shortly, he wrote. Social media users had panicked earlier after what appears to be fake warnings showed figures posing with personal documents, apparently of Binance users. In an official statement, Binance said, I do quote, we would like to inform you that an unidentified individual has threatened and harassed us, demanding 30 BTC in exchange for withholding 10,000 photos that bear similarity to Binance KYC data. We are still investigating this case for legitimacy and relevancy, end quote. The exchange adds that its initial review of the leaked images shows they're all from February of 2018 when Binance contracted a third party vendor for KYC verification in order to handle the high volume of requests at that time. Currently, we are investigating with the third party vendor for more information. We are continuing to investigate and will keep you informed, Binance uh, adds. Um, a dedicated Telegram group featuring the documents currently has more than 8,300 members. That's members, not um, photos, growing by thousands in a matter of minutes. Material posted in the group lacks the digital watermark Binance uses for its eternal information, adding doubts about its authenticity. Zhao meanwhile added that joining or spreading the link of the Telegram group is actually helping malicious hackers, or at least giving them attention. He concluded, and I do quote, what we should do as an industry is to fight them, stay on the positive side, report the group, then leave, end quote. So this per other per other articles and reports I've been hearing that this has something to do with the hack that occurred in May, I believe, March or May, of the 7,000 BTC that was stolen from the Binance exchange. I read an article on CoinDesk which said that a few people reached out to CoinDesk to verify that some of the images that was spread around in the Telegram group was actually them. Now, who's to say if all of the hacked images were of actual people? I've read a few reports that these hackers mixed other exchanges that they hacked that does KYC also. But even at the same time, who's to say that um, those all are real photos? Even with the CoinDesk article, it was saying that some of the photos that were spread were fake or fake in some type of way. Needless to say, if this is real, more information is coming out. Changpeng Zhao, he has not come out and owned this leak like he did the hack back in May. He's been saying that this is not real. We've not been hacked. He did say that during that time, February of last year, they did contract with a third party vendor to help them with their KYC onboarding. Um, as of now, no definite answers are coming from Binance saying, hey, okay, this is us. We apologize, anything like that. So as of right now, this what I just read it is where it stands. But supposedly there are leaked photos of real people, and a few people have come forward so far to say that that is actually them. Let's get to our next article. All right. UK's tax authority requests user data from crypto exchanges, reports. The United Kingdom's Tax, Payments and Customs Authority, Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs, or HMRC, has reportedly requested that digital currency exchanges provided with information about customers' names and transactions aiming to identify cases of tax evasion. According to fintech-focused media outlet CoinDesk, industry sources said that the agency has sent letters to at least three crypto exchanges in the UK, including Coinbase, eToro, and Sex.io, requesting that they provide lists of users and transaction data. HMRC is reportedly aiming to cooperate with crypto exchanges in a bid to identify individuals who evade taxes. According to the cited sources, the agency will probably go back 2 or 3 years. That's pretty cool. Quote, if they do only go back 2 or 3 years, I think the interesting thing here is that the individuals who went into crypto very early on in 2012, 2013 will not be affected. The ones who probably made the largest gains won't be affected. It will be the people who came in around the time crypto peaked. End quote. HMRC reportedly confirmed that such requests are within the scope of its competence, specifically claiming, and I do quote, these exchanges can retain information on their clients and the transactions that they have completed. These transactions may result in potential tax charges, and HMRC has the power to issue notice requiring exchanges to provide this information. End quote. Last December, HMRC published its first detailed tax legislation for private cryptocurrency holders following a lengthy consultation period. Specifically, it demands that individuals pay either capital gains tax or income tax depending on the type of cryptocurrency transactions they are involved in. Um, so what we're saying here is, are people or countries trying to get back taxes for people that have not been paying taxes on their crypto gains? And that's to believe it or not, there's a lot of people who do not pay taxes. I myself, I pay taxes. I use token tax .co. If I can remember, I'll leave that down in the description. But they make it very easy for you to pay your taxes. Just download. You have to remember, blockchain is a ledger. Just download the ledger off the exchange or wallet that you're using, and they calculate and add everything up. It's not hard at all. I think a lot of people forget the simple fact that blockchain is a ledger. It holds on who owns what, and all the transactions you've made, they're already pre-recorded because of the underlying technology. So you take that ledger and you upload it to token tax. Obviously, they're going to charge you for using their services, and they tally everything up. It'll take a while for them to tally everything, their system to tally everything up, because it's program operated. But you come back within a couple of hours, depending on how many trades you have. That is, I should say that, and you call your tax person and say, "Hey, I use this service. Which form do you want my taxes in?" They'll tell you. It's pretty easy. But we see the we see the U.S. have sent out 10,000 notices to people who had Coinbase accounts that did trades in um, early early 2012 to 2013 before. So a lot of those people don't have those records, and they didn't pay taxes. Those are the people who received the biggest gains, because during that time, Bitcoin was like in a low hundreds, if not double digits. So what you're seeing is a lot of people. When we say that Bitcoin is not Bitcoin is not anonymous anymore. They know your they governments know who sent what. They may not put the public address to a real person name, but eventually they will. And you don't want to be that person where it eventually comes out that you were the owner of these, you know, what's what I'm trying to work these transactions, and you never paid taxes in 5, 6, 7, 10 years. It's not a good look. Also, I like to say, as you all come in, please hit that like button. We really appreciate it. So we're seeing governments cracking down on people who avoid paying taxes, avoid paying crypto taxes. First, it was the U.S. sending out those 10,000 um, letters to people that use Coinbase. They got the information from Coinbase, and now you're seeing the UK tax authority do the same thing. So pay your taxes. It's pretty easy. Pay your taxes. Don't think that because this is cypherpunk or libertarianism that you are absolved of paying taxes, as if you're not. You don't have to do that because you believe in something. No, they're not. That's not going to fly. It is not going to fly. All right, let's get to our next article here. Rippleback startup bridging gap between Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. Ripple development arm Xpring is backing Equilibrium Connect, a company focused, shot it there, on building open source tools for the Interledger Protocol, or ILP. Ripple built the ILP to give financial institutions a way to settle payments across a wide variety of different digital asset ledgers. Equilibrium Connects Equilibrium Connect says it plans to build and operate an open source multi currency connector that initially supports Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. The connector will allow two parties that use different cryptocurrencies to seamlessly settle a transaction. Quote, "We strongly believe the world needs a standardized interface for payments and see Interledger as the only technology available right now with a viable model for delivering on that vision." Equilibrium Connect was birthed to support the ongoing development of the Interledger protocol and grow the ecosystem by building tools to make it easier for developers to integrate Interledger into their applications. The company says it plans to cater to enterprises and make it easier for companies to get up and running. Quote. That's pretty cool. Building tools to make it easier for developers to integrate intellectual into their applications. We will, quote, we will provide a simple web API allowing applications to connect with the intellectual network and quickly move funds between networks, shards, or traditional payment systems. I'll shine it there. We will be designing and implementing an easy and compliant onboarding experience for users across the network, end quote. Equilibrium Connect's parent company is Equilibrium Labs, which builds infrastructure solutions for Web3 products and services and offers a platform for building derivatives on Ethereum. So, how you doing, Ghana Warrior? How you doing? So when I say these blockchains and these ledgers that you're saying now will not be the same in the future. Um, XRapid just launched last year, November. It's easy, and I get a lot of pushback. I know a lot of people get mad at me when I say this. These blockchains are going to upgrade, and a lot of the cryptos that are out here saying that, purportedly saying that they do this or they do that, will be phased out because these top cryptos are going to all of a sudden you're going to see them implement the same type of technology that these lower tier, lower third cryptos are saying they do. You just saw a report that I just read about XRP integrating a system to have interoperability between Bitcoin, Ethereum, and itself. On top of that, their Xpring, which is their innovation arm, is building other applications to build out XRP's intellectual protocol, meaning other people, other developers can build on top of that blockchain to do other things. So with these coins, you're seeing that, okay, one coin said, well, we do this at a much faster rate, at a much faster clip. Well, these blockchains, these top tier blockchains, I'm really speaking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, they can say, well, we're implementing the same thing. One say, well, we let you send money across the world right to this person's phone. Well, we have this developer that's developing the same thing. Things like that. You have to. This is going to happen. And I don't know people say, well, you don't know that. I just read a report that talks about that. These things are going to happen, And from what I read every day, the landscape starts to become clearer and clearer. A lot of these lower tier cryptos are just going to go by the wayside. But as you saw, they're supporting someone that's going to build out interoperability between the top three cryptos. Amazing. We already see Vitalik Buterin saying that he's going to use the Bitcoin Cash blockchain to conduct help Ethereum with transactions to scale up Ethereum. What if Bitcoin? And I know when I say this, it's going to be blasphemous for the Bitcoin maximalists out there. But what if Bitcoin use XRP as a layer solution to help it scale up? It's you have to think about this stuff, before you invest in these other coins. All right. Bitcoin market dominance is actually over 75% ex Google exec. Bitcoin market dominance has long been over 60%. BTC realized market cap hits new all-time high. Bitcoin, in fact, accounts for a much larger proportion of the overall cryptocurrency market, a former Google and Facebook executive has claimed. Presenting new features or figures on social media on August 6th, Archibald Garg, who now runs cryptocurrency asset management firm Electric Capital, said standard methods for measuring Bitcoin's dominance were flawed. Resources which compute market cap specifically CoinMarketCap draw on thousands of cryptocurrencies, including those with no liquidity at all. This, he argues, makes them irrelevant to calculations and allows them to dilute Bitcoin's true presence. The BTC market share is probably 75% plus and has likely been 60% plus for a long time, he wrote. Quote, CoinMarketCap incorrectly calculates dominance using alts that have zero liquidity. Most through most, though definitely not all, projects are worth zero, which which will put BTC dominance at 75% plus. End quote. Bitcoin's market cap currently circles 317 billion after a several day bull run took the largest cryptocurrency over $12,000 once more. Dominance for Bitcoin, according to CoinMarketCap, is 68.5%, the highest the percentage has been since April 2017. While altcoins remain factored in, the landscape this year overwhelmingly favors Bitcoin investors, with multiple analysts warning that altcoin markets will no longer challenge Bitcoin in a meaningful way. All right. Um, I'll say this. If I can get this off the screen. So, Bitcoin dominance. When you hear that, people say, hey, I don't think people really understand what that means. You take the total market cap. As a matter of fact, I should bring up the chart to show people what I mean. Let's do this. We want to bring up the chart to exactly explain what they're talking about here, because to be honest, and I'm being absolutely honest here, people that invest in cryptocurrencies may say, "Oh, Bitcoin dominance is such and such," but what do that really mean? What does that mean? You may get 1 point, but the full scope of the argument. So let me share my screen again. And Mike Rizzy, I'll comment what you said, and I do agree with you. So Bitcoin dominance, as so we're on Live Coin Watch. It's the Bitcoin dominance on Live Coin Watch and CoinMarketCap is just about the same. I think it's more on unless I check on CoinMarketCap. So you see Bitcoin dominance on Live Coin Watch is at 68.79%. So what that means is out of this entire crypto market cap, the circulating market cap of all cryptocurrency market caps combined, their worth combined, it is $309.5 billion. Of that $309.5 billion, 68.80% of it belongs to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's market cap is 212, almost $213 billion of the $309.5 billion. Now, to continue out and showing and building out this picture, the next second largest coin, which is Ethereum, is $23.8 billion. That that's almost 10 times, about between 9 and 10 times less than Bitcoin. Then after that is XRP, and then after that things get significantly cheaper and cheaper. If not only Bitcoin, and continue to build out this picture here, if not only Bitcoin's market cap is 212,000, the next one is Ethereum at 212 billion. I apologize. Ethereum is at 23 billion. XRP is at 13 billion. After a while, there's no these other lower tier coins. Their market cap becomes less and less and less. And what a market cap is basically is out of the outstanding supply of coins, the people that own those coins totals up to, so let's say Bitcoin 85, let's say 21, let's say there's 21 million Bitcoin in existence. Of those 21 million, each price is $11,980. 21 million times 11,000 will equal this. Of course, there are all 21 million Bitcoin non-existence. I'm just giving an example of the outstanding shares that are out. All of them together are well, at the current price equals the market cap. So if the top cryptos is taking up a chunk of the complete market cap, and the top number one crypto, or as they say, the king coin, is taking up the most of 68.80%, then coin number 2, 3, 4, 5, 600, 800, 900, well, not specifically coin number 2, 3, 4, and 5, but coin number 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, on and on and on, their market cap starts to become um, smaller and smaller. And then the 24-hour volume of the entire crypto market cap is 20 billion. Now, yes, 20 billion. Bitcoin 24-hour is 11 billion. Another coin that has a high 24-hour volume, which this really don't add up, is Tether. There's a lot of Chinese using Tether. I don't think they I don't think they equal. I don't think they add a lot of stable coins in this, because let's look at another stable coin, which is, I think the next one is USDC. Let's see here, stable coin. What's the next stable coin? I think it's USDC. I want to say, yep, USD coin is 117 million. So the 20 Bitcoin is taking up a lot of the 24-hour volume in crypto. All this stuff adds up. You have to look at the bigger picture, because I understand people. I understand people want to be rich. Trust me, I understand. But me, stick to the top cryptos. We know that these big, large companies are getting into crypto. So why not hit your ride on the top coins, ride it all the way to the top, and make as much money as you can? And to Mike Rizzy, I agree with you. The Lightning Network is a scale up. Lightning, if you all don't know, the Lightning Network is a second layer solution on top of Bitcoin's network that allows more transactions on the network. It's called an off-chain protocol or a solution, meaning I think the Lightning Network transacts or processes transactions up to $50, which means, the Lightning Network is for you going to Starbucks, get your cup of coffee. It's quick, fast. So once those transactions are made, the records, the recording of that transaction is then put back on to the Bitcoin network, back into the blocks to be recorded and to be forged onto the Bitcoin network. Excuse me. So the transactions are not made on the main chain. It's made off chain on the Lightning network. And once the transaction is made, the the record of that transaction is then put on to the main chain. Now, Mike Rizzy was talking about the XRP article I was talking about. Now, XRP does, I think I want to say 1,000, 1,200 transactions per second. So as the Lightning Network builds out, they'll do more and more transactions. But the XRP ledger can do more volume of transactions. Well, more volume per transaction. So even on the Lightning Network is up to $50. I want to say, I believe $50. It's for small transactions. The XRP ledger can do more volume per transaction. But I'm not saying that Bitcoin will team up with XRP to scale up its Bitcoin. I'll just say that because we're seeing that um, Ethereum is partnering with Bitcoin Cash to do the same thing. I just threw that out there, but you never know. I want to say hello, how you doing, CR Frank? How you doing, to Tony Smith? Peace to the Black Brain Trust. Thank you, thank you. How you doing, Mike V? Peace to the chat and the Black Brain Trust. And how you doing to um, DE Raptor? Good evening. And as you all come in, please hit that like button. All right, let's get to the second one. The next article. Adam Dash and more. Coinbase considers adding 8 new cryptos. All right. Coinbase has announced the possibility of adding the possible addition of adding new tokens to its current collection. Per a blog posting from the exchange, Coinbase is exploring the addition of Algorand, Cosmos, Dash, Decred, Matic, Harmony, Ontology, and Waves. Currently, coins listed on its non-pro interface include Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, USD Coin, XRP, Stellar, Zcash, 0x, Litecoin, and the BAT or Basic Attention Token. Um, so I think they want to add the first group to their Pro exchange, which is Coinbase Pro, and then what normally happens, the what we normally see is they add it to Coinbase Pro first, and then they add it to Coinbase. So that may happen. Coinbase announcement follows new token listing guidelines posted last September. Per a follow-up blog post, Coinbase wrote, because listing announcements will become more frequent, we expect to publicly announce the addition of new assets only at or near the time of public launch across or across one or more Coinbase products. That's interesting because Coinbase had gotten in trouble before, back in 2017, when when they added Bitcoin Cash. There was a lot of speculation that was going on. As a matter of fact, they're in a lawsuit because of the botched Bitcoin Cash addition to Coinbase. Um, Bitcoin Cash shot up to like $9,000. Trade was stopped, and then it went back down. So a lot of people are saying it was insider trading because of that. But needless to say, Coinbase is now wanting to add, since it says that close to the adding these currencies on their exchange, they're going to let you know what they're going to add. So they're going to add Algorand, Cosmos, Dash, Decred, Matic, Harmony, Ontology, and Waves. Pretty cool. Of those, I think Dash is the top ranked of those. Yeah, yeah, Mike Rizzy. I'm gonna find some information. Yeah, the Lightning Network. The purpose of the Lightning Network is to relieve the transactions on the main chain. So if the Lightning Network was unlimited and it wasn't built out, there would be a lot of weight on the Lightning Network. A lot of transactions will be on the Lightning Network. It's just to relieve certain transactions, like the Liquid, Blackstream's Liquid Network is to uh, for people, high net worth individuals, to do like a large volume of transactions on the Bitcoin network. Well, on the Liquid network is for high volume or high, like if I want to send you 25 BTC, I would do it on the Liquid network. On what's this thing called? The Lightning network. I forgot already. If I want to buy some coffee, I'll do it on Lightning network. It's just to alleviate the main chain. And once those transactions are done, the recording of those transactions will be just put into the next block every 10 minutes to be forged on the Bitcoin blockchain. Um, SegWit, which is another secular solution, what that does is increase the block size. Bitcoin's block size is a couple megabytes. I can't believe I forgot that. Wow. But I'm thinking about SegWit block size. What it does is increase the block size to, excuse, I want to say 4 megabytes. I want to say 4 megs to put more transactions into the block of information, which means more information can be recorded on the blockchain, which means transactions will be okayed faster. Yeah, that's all. How you doing, Joe Black? All right, let's get to our next one. This is for Miss Archie. I know she likes Litecoin. Oops. As always, hit the like button as you all come in. Litecoin currently, Litecoin currently the fourth largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, has just reduced its block reward for miners by half. The Litecoin blockchain reached the trigger block height of 1,680,000 at 10:16 UTC on Monday, according to the Litecoin Explorer from mining pool operator BTC.com. The event marks a major threshold for miners, as the Litecoin network is designed to reduce its mining reward by half every 840,000 blocks, roughly every 4 years. And if you remember, Litecoin is the silver of the Bitcoins. Gold, it's like Bitcoin, so they are replicating a lot of Bitcoin's code. For this halving, the mining reward for every block has been reduced from the previous 25 LTC to 12.5 LTC. Given the block production time on the Litecoin network is around one block every 2.5 minutes, roughly 576 blocks are produced in every 24 hours, with a new supply of 7,120 LTC entering into the market, half the previous daily level of around 14,400 LTC. So just some quick math. It's pretty cool. Every 10 minutes, a new block is added on the Litecoin network. And let me know if you all hear wind in the background. So every 10 minutes, a new block is put on the Litecoin network, which means a miner receives now receives 12 and a half Litecoin every 10 minutes. Well, no, actually, I'm thinking about Bitcoin. Every 2.5 minutes, a block is added onto Litecoin network, which means a miner receives 12.5 Litecoin for winning the chance to forge a new block onto the Litecoin network, which means every 2.5 minutes, 24 hours in a day, there's 576 blocks that are produced and added to Litecoin's network, which means that equates to simply 526 times 12.5 equals 7,200. The previous block reward was 25. You calculate the same things, 576 blocks time 2.5, that would be 14,400. So some good knowledge right there now, As of press time, about 63 million out of the total issuance of 84 million Litecoin are effectively in circulation, leaving about 21 million LTC block mining rewards worth 2 billion at today's prices available for miners to compete for in the future. So out of the 84 total supply of Litecoin, um, 63 million are in circulation, which leaves 21 million, which is coincidentally the total number of Bitcoin that will ever be. So 21 million Litecoin has yet to be mined, but that means that as the block halving reward gets harder, well, lower, more people come in on the network to mine, securing the network, distributing the network. It will be harder and harder to mine the Litecoin network. So that's how that all works. All right. How you doing, Ronin Black? How you doing? How you doing? Peace to everybody tonight. Yes, yes. As always, please, when you come in, like the show, leave a comment, if you will. We very much appreciate it. Yes, yes. So, with that said, let us jump right into the next article. All right. U.S. Federal Reserve launching payment solution. Crypto bulls nonplussed. The United States Federal Reserve Board is planning to release a real-time payments and settlement service in order to boost the payment infrastructure in the country. A press release published on August 5 reads that the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System has requested that Federal Reserve banks develop a new interbank real-time settlement service to support faster payments in the U.S. The payment system is called FedNow and will purportedly launch in 2023 or 2024. By launching FedNow, the Fed aims to modernize the country's payment system with a real-time service that can transfer funds around the clock and on weekends and weekdays. The service will purportedly be available to both businesses and the general public. The Fed believes that such a system will allow consumers to more flexibility to more flexibly manage their money and make time-sensitive payments, and is requesting comment on the possible design and functionality of the new service. Commenting on the issue, Federal Reserve Board Governor Lael Brainard said, that's a woman. I don't know if she has a male sounding name. I just want to throw that out there. Quote, everyone deserves the same ability to make and achieve payments immediately and securely, and every bank deserves the same opportunity to offer that service to its customer. FedNow will permit banks of every size in every community across the country to provide real-time payments to their customers. All right, so the Feds get into the game. Uh, See how Frank said the Feds need to get one X rapid. Yeah, I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people heard about that, and a lot of people saying, "Oh, XRP, you're in trouble." But the article clearly says that they plan to implement this in 2023 or 2024. If you know, like I know, that time in the crypto sphere goes either one and a half times faster or two times faster than in reality. Stuff that happened in January is like a year ago, you know. So them implementing this literally next decade and what 4 or 5 years is not a good decision on their part. Now, with that said, it's funny you said this, C.R. Frank. I've been seeing on other people's YouTube channel that really deal in XRP that the Fed has onboarded someone from the Ripple team. I don't know how true that is, but these guys they really dive deep into XRP, so that's pretty interesting. Now, if the Fed do get on X Rapid, wow, and I know you understand what I'm talking about, CR Frank. Wow, that'll be something, wouldn't it? That'd be absolutely amazing. All right. Speaking of that, can banks hold XRP? Ripple CTO says financial institutions can hold regulatory, can avoid regulatory hurdles. One moment, I need some. Can allow me to get a drink of water, please. Un momento, por favor. All right, all right. Let's uh, let's get this ball rolling. So, Ripple's chief technology officer, who is David Schwartz, says he hopes banks will one day set up separate entities to store XRP. Um, Separate entities meaning you see a lot of banks say, "Hey, let's take Fidelity for example. Fidelity is into crypto, but they have a separate entity to hold the cryptos, which means a custody solution." So he's talking about a custody solution here. In a series of replies to an inquiry on Twitter, Schwartz explains how Ripple cross-border payment solution XRapid It is designed to give banks and financial institutions a legally compliant way to use XRP. I know you heard that, CR Frank. Cryptocurrency exchanges may be used for sourcing liquidity since they can legally accept fiat currency in exchange for XRP. The cryptocurrency can then be transferred to a corresponding exchange overseas and converted right back to fiat. So that's why XRP is not a reserve currency. It's just a bridge coin, a bridge at this point. That is, I want to say, a bridge currency for allow you to send money back and forth. Ripple is pushing for global adoption of XRapid and says it has 20 companies on board. However, Schwartz says he believes banks can find ways to hold XRP themselves. Quote, in the future, I'd like to see banks set up an entity that's not technically a bank, but within their corporate umbrella to hold their XRP for them. For now, solutions don't require them to hold because XRP flows from one exchange to the other directly, end quote. Schwartz says this could allow banks to avoid potentially regulatory issues that come with holding digital assets. So basically, what he's saying is banks that are on the XRapid system, the computer system, the Interledger protocol, if they hold XRP themselves, then they can potentially go from one bank to another, thereby taking out a lot of middlemen, quite a few middlemen, because of these current SWIFT system and then those roaster accounts. There's a lot of middlemen involved when you send money across borders. How you doing? Yeah, what's up? So if banks held XRP, they can send money right to each other, right? They can send money to each other. Now that would actually push the Federal Reserve to get to use XRP um as a way to send money because they can still collect the fees. You have to remember the Federal Reserve is a for-profit organization. That means they can still collect the fees and they can still be in the middle and get all that information. They wouldn't be left out. So that's an interesting notion. Okay, there we go. Did you all hear the current article or talk about this Walmart coin? You all let me know. That was my fault. I probably didn't put the sound back on. Yeah, but Paul, let us know what you mean. What do you mean by XRPs taking L's? Banks staking XRP. Watch them turn into a derivative they can pimp. You never know. You never know. Well, yeah, this Walmart's saying that they want to create well, it's a patent right now. They're denying it, but somehow people got hold of this patent and they're saying that they're denying it. They want to make a Libra-like crypto. What they want to be is have a place for you to do your banking and buy your household needs. They want to be like an all-in-one. And some of the quotes are using a digital currency, low-income households that find banking expensive may have an alternative way to handle wealth at an institution that can supply the majority of their day-to-day financial and product needs. And also, it's like that's the one place they want low-income households to come. Because a lot of the times in these cryptocurrencies, what you hear is, hey, we want to reach the unbanked and the underbanked. And then the other quote is, in some embodiments, digital currency may revolve or remove credit and debit cards without requiring cash by offering a blockchain protected digital currency. In some embodiments, the digital currency may act as a pre-approved biometric, example, fingerprints and eye patterns, credit, a person in the credit card, excuse me, a person's credit card and their own digital bank. So that's basically what they want to do. They want to become the bank and the place you go to get your food and household products. Now, this goes to be careful. I want to make sure I'm live because I think I did that last time. This goes to make sure you know what you're investing in. 96% of Bitcoin SV transactions come from Weather app. A weather app is generating 96% of total transactions on the Bitcoin SV blockchain, according to Coinmetrics. The Massachusetts-based data analytics firm said in a report published today that Weather SV wrote a majority of transactions on the Bitcoin SV blockchain. It arrived at the conclusion after studying op returns, a script that allows users to write arbitrary data onto a public ledger. Coinmetrics noted that Weather SV was using the maximum op returns to record information on the Bitcoin SV ledger. On July 14th, over 96% of BSV transactions included an op return, found Coinmetrics. Percentage of BSV transactions. Look at this. Bitcoin SV transactions growing. The data typically represents an app's contribution to the Bitcoin SV network. A perfect example is Bitcoin, the original cryptocurrency itself. In its core avatar, Bitcoin is an app that runs on a public ledger of the same name. Similarly, apps like, you know what? This is really, these articles does this from time to time. Go out the scope of the article, but 96% of Bitcoin SV, Satoshi's Vision, which is the fork that Craig Wright forked from Bitcoin Cash, which Roger Ver forked from Bitcoin. So Bitcoin SV is a fork of a fork. 96% of its network transactions come from a weather app, which is the name of the weather app is, what is it? The Weather SV. Be careful if outside of that means there's little liquidity on there, of his trend, little liquidity. So it's like you got to be careful. I understand looking at these cryptos, looking at the logos. It's like buying M&Ms. It's like got to catch them all, got to get them all. But just be careful. Just be careful. If you knew that 96% of a crypto's transactions came from a weather app, would you purchase it? So just be careful. Now in the future, a lot of people are not going to know this, not going to read this. They won't have any idea of this because in the future, during a proper bull run, a lot of noobs are going to come to a space and come into the space. They're going to see Bitcoin at X amount of dollars out of reach. They're going to see Bitcoin Cash, which may be in reach of some, but out of reach for a lot of people. And they're going to see Bitcoin SV. They're going to say, well, I can get this as Bitcoin, so I can, invest in that. But they don't know that a lot of the daily trading volume comes from a weather app. As of now, 96% comes from a weather app. Yes, yeah, clout chasing the Bitcoin name. Craig Wright has a problem. He wants to claim the the Satoshi name. He want to be known as Bitcoin, thereby claiming the Bitcoin code. Well, everything. But a lot of people are going to get wrecked because they're looking at this stuff as a new hip way of investing, and they're saying, no, I can get rich quick. You even though crypto is going to make a lot of people money, it's still a waiting game. It's still a waiting game. Bitcoin miners earn more in a day than SV and Bitcoin Cash do in 1 year combined. In one day, Bitcoin miners earn up to 4 times the revenue accrued by their counterparts on the Bitcoin SV and Bitcoin Cash networks combined. Bitcoin is king. According to a Friday, August 2nd, 2019 tweet from ShakePay, Bitcoin miners earn $540,000 in transaction fees. Imagine that. This figure is more than 4 times the $130,000 earned by miners on the BSV and BCH chains combined over the past 12 months. Do you really want to invest in those two now? Data from bitinfocharts.com shows a far greater median transaction value on the BTC chain than the other two. Much like the trend with transaction fees, the value of BTC transactions per day outstrip listen to that. The value of BTC transactions per day outstrip that of BSV and BCH combined by a wide margin. So basically, there's more people transacting a higher amount of Bitcoin per day, meaning like, one person may be trading 12, the other person may be trading 12,000. That's what they're saying. Bitcoin regularly posts 500,000 transaction fees alone on a daily basis. And these are just transaction fees. People charge you to send crypto, which is already small at the first, which is already small. And on top of that, so the transaction fees are small. On top of that, how many of those have to equal $500,000 per day? So you're seeing the bigger picture here now. BCH miners, by comparison, see under $200 in transaction fees per day. Back in April 2019, BSV miners were still running at a loss 5 months after the chain split. A loss. So now, listen. Do you understand what that means? If you're a miner on the BSV blockchain and you're just mining at a loss, the top ranked crypto is still some way off from the likes of Visa in terms of daily transaction load. Thus, the Bitcoin Cash and BSV, the distance to the pinnacle of the global payments appears even more insurmountable. So they're saying is, remember when you looked at X-Men when you were younger, when you were a child, and Apocalypse said to the X-Men, he said, "I am to you what you are to humans." Well, Bitcoin is to Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV as what Visa is to Bitcoin right now. Now, to get to that operating at a loss, if you're a miner and you're mining on the network and you're operating at a loss, meaning you're not making enough in rewards to pay your power or your employees, meaning you're not going to turn on your miners, meaning there's less people, less miners there to secure the network. If there's less miners there to secure the network, then that blockchain is susceptible to attacks. Most notably is the 51% attack, where you gain 51% on the mining power of that blockchain. So not only is 96% coming from a weather app, but you're whoever is the rest of the 4% that are real miners, they're mining at a loss. Who wants that? Who really wants that? How you doing, Dollar Will? Yeah. Excuse me. One Satoshi is now worth more than 7 national currencies. Remember a few months ago, I reported one Satoshi was more than 4 national currencies. Now, one Satoshi is more than 7 national currencies. And to run through what a Satoshi is the lowest denomination of a Bitcoin. It's 100 millionth of a Bitcoin. So after the decimal, Bitcoin goes 8 digits to the right. Eight. So there's 7 zeros, then one, then the eighth digit is one. That's 100 millionth of one Satoshi is 100 millionth of one Bitcoin. It's the same exact thing. It's tantamount to how $1 can be divided up into 100 pennies. You get what I'm saying? 10 dimes, 20 nickels, 4 quarters. 2 nickels. Well, I'm not going to get into the fancy stuff, but that's basically it's the same thing as Satoshi. So the rundown: it's one Satoshi is more than an Iranian rial, a Vietnamese dong, an Indonesian rupiah, a Guinean franc, Sierra Leone, Laos kip, and Uzbekistani san. So let's go in this. Okay, I want to overshoot. A Satoshi isn't worth much, but that's by design. At 100th million of a Bitcoin, it's the smallest unit BTC is divisible into. If Bitcoin price hits $1 million, then a micro Bitcoin will be worth $1, and a Satoshi the equivalent of 1 cent. However, one Satoshi is already worth more than several national currencies, which means that in some countries, owning just 100th of a Bitcoin would make you a millionaire. So the first one is they're going from worse to better what they're doing. The first one is the Iranian rial. So currency value has continued to tumble. However, you can currently buy 5 reals with just one Satoshi. One Satoshi is 5 reals. Um, I should go to a Satoshi converter. Let me go to Satoshi converter. So you all to really see this visually. Satoshi converter. Yeah. So of course it's going to be slow. That is fine because I'm going to continue to talk to take up the air. So one Satoshi equals 5 Iranian rials in Iran. One Satoshi, a million Satoshis equals about $105 right now. I want to say $105. So I'm pretty sure one Satoshi a million Satoshis equals about 105 dollars. No. It's about 115, between 115 and 125. So we're gonna check that out. One Satoshi. Let me lighten up the screen. Okay, so one Satoshi, where you at box? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, one Satoshi equals $118. One Satoshi. No, I apologize. 1 million Satoshis. 1 million Satoshis equals $118. Let me refresh this. Ooh, that's bright. Mm. Okay, so you all can see. So, wrong one, wrong box. Okay, 1 million Satoshis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was $118. Boom. Um, yeah. So let's get back to the article. So the Vietnamese dong. I loaded a lot of windows up here, so it's starting to come back to me. So next up is the Vietnamese dong. Mildly assuming name aside, one Satoshi could buy you 2.75 dong at current rates. The Indonesian rupiah. One Satoshi is worth 1.7 of the local currency of the Indonesian rupiah. The Ghanaian franc. The Ghanaian franc is also divided into 100 centimes, although no coin. Actually, no, wrong sentence. I apologize. At this point in our list, we are coming to almost parity between the sovereign currencies and one Satoshi and a Satoshi, as one Satoshi has the same value as 1.08 Ghanaian francs. That's really nothing to be proud of. The Sierra and these well, Ghanaian franc is like getting Guinea Guinea is close to Guinea-Bissau. Yeah, that's West Africa. It's above Sierra Leone. So Guinea and Sierra Leone, these are West African countries. In Sierra Leone, the Leone, you can still get 1.08 of its national currency, the Leone, for a single Satoshi, though. The Leal Kip equals to 1.02 Kips in Leal, and the Uzbekistani Sam, one Satoshi equals 1.02. Now, that's not to say that its products are priced at that level. Obviously they're going to compensate. A juice may cost 10,000 Sam. But still, that's pretty revealing in my opinion. So, judge to chase buying crypto on credit, not necessarily a cash advance. Southern District of New York Judge Catherine Polk Faia has ruled that purchasing cryptocurrency with a Chase Bank credit card does not necessarily count as a cash advance, as per Chase's contracts. According to an opinion and order document dated August 1, Judge Faia has denied Chase's motion to dismiss a number of the plaintiff's complaints, which center on the bank charging a user cash advance fees for buying cryptocurrencies with a Chase credit card. The plaintiffs are Brady Tucker, Brian Hilton, and Stanton Smith, who have brought a class action suit against banking giant Chase. In the document, Faia summarized their class action suit as follows. Quote, this claim, indeed the entirety of plaintiff's suit, is built on an argument that acquisitions of cryptocurrency could not be classified as cash advances with the meaning of the contracts. Chase disagrees, claiming that cryptocurrency acquisitions are cash-like transactions pursuant to the contract and thus cash advances. The parties' dispute thus boils down to a of oh, difference of opinion concerning the proper interpretation of the term cash-like transactions. So basically, Chase were charging people cash advance fees, and if you know those cash advance fees, they really add up. uh, they really add up. So, and I'm trying to stop the screen right here. So basically, a cash advance, if you're buying something on cash advance and you don't pay it, how much? So I buy. So I'm with Chase. Well, I'm with Chase, right? And I buy $100 of cryptos on cash advance. But if I pay 99 or $95 of that $100 in cash advance, I'll still be charged a fee the next month. You understand what I'm saying? So these are recurring fees until you pay that dollar amount off. And Cash Chase were charging people to who were buying cryptos cash advance fees. And what the judge is saying, hey, your uh, agreement, customer agreement, does not specifically state that cryptos are cash like. You know that or and cryptos are not cash like. So the judge is saying, hey, that these plaintiffs have a point. That's what she's saying. Dollar Will says only cash is cash. Everything else is not cash. It's funny you say that because Apple's card, they specifically said they specifically say, you know, during Apple's keynote event this past, I don't know when it was, they said they're releasing the Apple credit card. Um, they said, and they say in their customer agreement that Apple card or the Apple credit card cannot be used to purchase cryptocurrencies. Now, the funny thing is, the Apple Card is backed by Goldman Sachs. And we know Goldman Sachs is into the crypto space because they are back with Circle. Circle owns the USD coin and the crypto exchange Poloniex, and which Goldman Sachs helped them purchase for $400 million, which was the purchasing price, I'm trying to say. And they helped them purchase it. Not saying they helped them. And Goldman Sachs is rumored to be coming out with their own stablecoin. So they're in the crypto space. And now you can't even purchase cryptos with a card that's backed by them. Amazing. Amazing. All right. Let's get to these last few articles. And don't forget to like and subscribe. We really do appreciate it. Can I stop my screen sharing here? All right. MoneyGram launches is on. I believe I'm sharing. Yep, I'm sharing my screen. All right. MoneyGram launches Ripple's XRP based X Rapid. Says it's literally settling currencies in seconds. Ooh. Internet remittance giant MoneyGram says its integration with Ripple's XRP powered cross border payment platform X Rapid is now live. In a new earnings call, MoneyGram CEO Alex Holmes revealed the company launched X Rapid this week, confirming that technology can settle payments in a matter of seconds. Quote, I'm excited to announce today that MoneyGram is now live and transacting on the Ripple X Rapid platform. We started executing trades earlier this week, and all signs point to this being a tremendously beneficial relationship for all parties involved. We are literally settling transactions in seconds. And to quote my friend Larry, this is really cool, end quote. MoneyGram has not confirmed whether it has started using XRapid to settle transactions on its customers' behalf or in which of its 200 countries it plans to use the technology. Um, Remember, XRP or Ripple, the company, purchased 30 million in equity and MoneyGram with an option for MoneyGram to drive that up to $50 million, and they purchased the equity at $4.10 per share. They paid a premium because at the time of the purchase, MoneyGram stock was at $1.25, I want to say, and then it pumped overnight to about half to $3. Now they're saying that they're literally selling transactions in seconds. Other people have to make a pivot. MoneyGram has to do something. They can't keep charging people $10, $15 or $14 per $100 and charge you that and say it'll be there within a couple of hours, or if you try to send it on a Friday or Saturday, it won't be there the next business day, because depending on what the other person is at. And on top of that, there's a slight margin of error that you'll lose your money. It happens. Yes, it happens. That has been stated. And now MoneyGram, their rival, are selling transactions in seconds. Now, albeit they did not say how much of their fees has gone down, but seconds. Next thing you're going to see is not only are they going to be able to settle transactions in seconds, but people won't necessarily have to go to a brick and mortar to get the money, because you have to imagine if one of the largest remittance corridors is the U.S. to Philippines. So if you're sending money to somebody in the Philippines, then the person has to get a taxi or a tut-tut or a bike to go to a brick and mortar and get the money and come back. That takes money to get money. Now that a lot of people in these certain countries and even all over the world are more mobile now, you can send money directly to their phone through Western Union, which is an established institution. And now you're saying, hey, send your family members in the Philippines money. They'll get it in seconds. They'll get it. I can see the advertisements now. Receive money less than a minute. And you don't even have to go to a brick and mortar. You can just send it right to their phone. That is attractive. They already know MoneyGram. So who's competing? What I'm not going to do, say that, I'm not going to do that, but this, you're seeing this built out right in front of your eyes. You're seeing this built out right in front of your eyes. You know? All right, now this is interesting right here. SEC reveals plan to spin up Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP nodes. We can safely say that it's not a Ponzi scheme anymore. Not a Ponzi scheme anymore. Not to say it ever was, but you understand why I say that. The SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission, the US SEC is looking to hire contractors to run nodes for some of the leading distributed ledgers, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Bitcoin Cash, Stellar, Zcash, EOS, and Neo. It's funny they say Neo because Neo is a Chinese company. The SEC originally issued its request for quotes from contractors in June. The agency now says it wants to utilize nodes to support its efforts to monitor risk, improve compliance, and inform commission policy with respect to digital assets. Monitor risk, chop off risk, keep monitor. They're going to monitor these transactions, which means no more anonymity. See, studies have shown that the vast majority, like 96+% of Bitcoin's blockchain is not used by criminals, because we've actually covered this on the show. Bitcoin is not a wise choice for criminals because the transactions stay on the ledger. It's only going to add to ledgers, meaning they can go back and see those past transactions. And now you have the SEC, monitoring these transactions, paying people to hold nodes. How you doing? I'm going to butcher your name. I apologize. Salahuddin El Rahim, check cashing spots will lose revenue. Yeah, no more of this what you call it? They call it vulture check cash and something like that. Yeah, the agency now says it. Okay, according to the notice, and they leave a link to the notice in the article actually, or the application. I'm trying to say. According to the notice, A, at a minimum, these are the what you must have. At a minimum, the subscription shall include the Bitcoin and Ethereum blockchains. In addition, the subscription shall include as many as possible of the following blockchains: Bitcoin Cash, Stellar, Zcash. Zcash is the privacy coin, so you can imagine why they want to do that. EOS, Neo, and XRP Ledger. And also, check this out. Let me read this first. Something just popped up on my mind. C. Subscription must support adding new blockchains as these gain prominence in the marketplace. D. The subscription shall source all blockchain data from hosted nodes rather than providing the data as a secondary source. Example, via blockchain explorers. So you must hold, the full copy of the node. E. The subscription shall include all derivative currencies, tokens for all provided blockchains, which means Ethereum ERC20 tokens, basically. This is or F. The subscription shall include the full blockchain ledgers since inception, Genesis block, or as available to prevent to present for all provided blockchains. So basically, if you're doing the Bitcoin blockchain, it's gonna take a day. I would say half a day, depending on your connection to download that thing. I think the Bitcoin blockchain is like 225 gigs right now. So yeah. Also, the commission is looking to track a variety of data, including hashing algorithms, hashing power, mining difficulty and rewards, transaction quantity and size, coin supply, and blockchain size. Although much of the data the SEC is looking for can be easily obtained from free block explorers and other platforms, the SEC indicates it wants to work with contractors that can analyze and audit data as well. Opportunity knocks, opportunity speaking, hint, hint, hint. Um, the agency has largely spent much of its time in the cryptoverse determining whether token offerings from various companies qualify as securities. So far, it has determined that Bitcoin is not a security. Commissioner Jay Clayton has also indicated that Ethereum is not a security either. The notice is an extension of the SEC's earlier efforts to conduct surveillance on large public blockchains. Conducting surveillance. They are looking. In January, the SEC published a solicitation bulletin looking for blockchain forensics experts to provide and analyze blockchain data. Quote, the SEC is is seeking information for potential sources to support the goal of acquiring data for the most widely in blockchain for the most widely used blockchain ledgers. Meaning they're trying to get all the data they want that, including the universe of available information and transaction details. End quote. You can locate and download the PDF called Attachment 1, which contains details on the SEC's latest search for blockchain contractors here. Let's click on that there. So you can actually apply to contract with the SEC. Oh, this is the as always, I'll leave all links down in the description. I'll leave this link too. I also articles also. I'll leave this link and I remember the token tax also. So that link also. Um, to get back to the oops, wrong one. To get back to this other article, well, this other part of the article, it says that the coins that they're looking to you to hold, the blockchains of the coins they're looking at you to hold is Bitcoin Cash, Stellar, Zcash, EOS, Neo, and XRP Ledger. Also, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Basically, there you can say, hey, not this is not financial advice, but you can look at it and say, okay, these coins are okay to invest in because the SEC has interest in exploring their blockchains. That's like a sneak way to saying, hey, you know, we're kind of interested in these cryptos. The government is. So, but hey, it's interesting. Opportunity. You can contract with the SEC. I think I'm gonna try to do that. Whew. And the last topic on today's docket is one of my mental bordos. All right, Bitcoin milestone. 85% of world supply of BTC has now been mined. 85%. And a lot of that 8%, 85% is already either lost or bought up. There's not a lot of Bitcoin circulating. Scarcity, people. Scarcity. All right, how you doing, the Black Cyber Network? All right. More than 85% of the total supply of Bitcoin has now been mined, according to CoinMarketCap. The crypto data provider says 17,851,300 BTC is now in circulation, with 3,148,700 left to go at time of publishing. That number is less because every 10 minutes, not a rewards and all. Okay. Right now, the Bitcoin network produces 1,800 BTC per day, a number that will be cut in half in May of 2020, which is the next Bitcoin halving, May of 2020. We cut in half to, you guessed it, 900 BTC a day. The rate of production, or as they call the rate of emission, as they also sometimes say, will continue to be cut in half about every 4 years, which means the last of Bitcoin's total supply of 21 million coins will be mined in the year 2140. Yeah, about 121 years from now. Bitcoin's dwindling and limited supply is part of the coin's anti-inflationary nature and is touted as one of the main reasons the coin is a desirable digital store of value. In addition, a sizable but unknown amount of Bitcoin will never be assessed and is essentially gone, lost Bitcoin basically. That's because many people have lost their private keys. And at the beginning, of when Bitcoin was just beginning, a lot of people didn't think this was gonna, you know, pan out, or this was just like fun stuff, and they, kind of threw their computers or just deleted the stuff. But hey, you know, according to a report from Chainalysis, as many as 4 million coins are lost, which is nearly 20% of the total supply. So 20% of Bitcoin's total supply of coins is lost. Imagine that. Bitcoin's hash rate has soared to new all-time highs this year. The hash rate measures the amount of computing power currently being used to secure the network. So you learn something. So people with miners, these ASIC miners, uh, they are application specific integrated circuits. They only do one thing, which um, they all compete to find the nonce, to win the right to put another block on a Bitcoin's blockchain. So the hash rate is basically the number of times that ASIC guesses a number per second. So they can guess a lot of numbers per second, meaning more like, I don't know. A lot of people have, let's say a lot of people have that are mining on the Bitcoin blockchain. Multiply the number of times, like 1,000, let's say 1,000, just right, nice round number, of someone is mining on the Bitcoin blockchain times millions of people that are mining on Bitcoin's blockchain. So that means that I think the latest one was like 70 something quintillion hashes per second. Let's see. Bitcoin, let's type in, let's do some. Bitcoin's blockchain. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. You ever hear some people say Bitcoin and it sounds like they're saying big coin? I want to ask, like, are you saying Bitcoin or Bitcoin? Curious. It sounds like you're saying Bitcoin instead of Bitcoin. All right, let's look at the black. Let's look at the hash rate, son. Let's look at the hash rate B. Oh, is it me? Oh, okay. It's me. Data. Let's go to a Bitcoin X blah blah. Kind of tired right now, that's why I sound like that. Transaction. Let's go to hash rates. Hash rates. So it's 70 million terahashes per second. That's how many people are mining. That's how many people who have like. That's how many. No, not people. That's how many circuits that are mining, guessing a nonce to win the mining reward, to be able to win the chance to put a to forge a new block on the Bitcoin's blockchain roughly every 10 minutes. Not 10 minutes perfect, but it's roughly every 10 minutes. How you doing, Richard Diction? All right, so let's do this. Boom, boom, boom. Uh, we're gonna do a little difficulty level, which means every 10 minutes the code adjusts the difficulty level to make it not as easy to guess. For the I was saying the Bitcoin 11,800 to guess the nonce to win that. What word am I trying to put here? The reward to win a chance to forge, on a forge a block on the Bitcoin block. It is hot as hell in here on the Bitcoin's blockchain. Mempool. You know what? Forget that. I want consultation money. How am I feel? I'm fucking with you. It is hot in here, and I'm getting delirious. Mempool is basically the number of transactions that are. It actually says right here, aggregate size of transactions waiting to be confirmed. A while ago, people were mad at Coinbase because Coinbase was like the sole. Well, their transactions, it is hot as hell in here. The number of transactions that was put in the mempool came from Coinbase. So yeah, transactions per. So yeah, that's it, man. Hope you all learned a lot. You all now know about um, Litecoin network, how it operates. I'm gonna leave everything down in the description, like I said. Getting kind of delirious. I've been talking for too long. Uh, yeah. Any questions? Y'all let me know. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Whew, boy. 21 people watching. If you like the show, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know. Information will be left down in the description. Yeah, I'll be on for the next 5 minutes. Y'all let me know. Y'all let a player know. Player. The Black Tone Network says that's HTML5. I gotta get some music up in here. Some what's that thing that free music place called? Epidemic Sounds. Yeah, I gotta get some of that up in here. Play some tunes. You know what I mean? Play some jazz. Yeah. See how Frank. All right. 21 people. Amazing. I can imagine doing a proper bull run. This thing gonna be packed. Like this chat gonna be packed. Like 30 people. Woo. By that time, you too late. You should have been here during the bear market, man. Invest in the bear market. Why would you buy? Dollar will help us out. Why do people buy at the top? Like, oh, I'm gonna make some money. Yeah, I'm Richard Dix. I'm gonna put the docket in the description after the show. Still getting used to this operating. Um, Came a long way. I got some backgrounds and everything, but as soon as the show is over, I'm gonna plug it down in the description for people to see it. Check it out. I know you want to. I know you're thinking about the SEC joint. I'm gonna leave it down there for you. Yep. Yeah. 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 So yeah. I hope you all have a nice day, and don't forget to tune in tomorrow. We're gonna have a nice show tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys on the next one. Peace.